story with the beloved of Mendel Futterfass. So during one of the periods that Mendel was in Siberia, in the labor camps, in the Gulag, so there were labor camps. So here he had a job in the forest, and was to cut the timber and to tie it together and to bring it onto the boat that would then, the ship that would ship the lumber. On one occasion, he was mishtadel, he tried, and he says, I want the job, he said, to go to the top of the ship, and I draw up the rope, pull the rope, I guess it's a pulley, to pull the lumber onto the ship, onto the boat. Different jobs, he wants to be that guy. Okay, so you got the job, there's a word, I forgot the Russian word, the guy in charge of we encountered the word. He got the job. However, all of a sudden, so Mendel's up there, and he's because of the great Ma'amet's efforts, the rope slipped from his hand. Looks like this is by hand. They're not using pulleys. They're just schlepping up the timber. The rope slips, and the Mendel falls into the freezing water. This is the Gulag. It's winter year, freezing year round. So everybody jumped into the water and pulled him out, and they saved him. And everybody said to him, it was expressing his bad luck that the guy falls into the freezing water. Finished. This is what happened. Years later, that Mendel told the story at the Farbrengen, and as he's telling the story, listen to this, Chavre, his face is shining. So the listeners like, well, what are you so excited about the story? That your face is shining? So he looks at them. He says, what's versteht ihr nicht? What don't you understand? For the first time in 8 years, I was able to travel in a mikveh. Think about the story. This is, by the way, his clothes on, his boots on in the water. He was risking it. It's possible I didn't do this intentionally. But it sounds like it is, because he's asking for the job. He was asking for the job. Yeah, that was his intention. Gewalt. Rav Mendel. And the beauty is that Mendel comes out of Siberia. I promise you, I've told this 100 times. No airs about him. He wasn't a hero, and he wasn't crushed. Came out, just one of the boys, sense of humor intact. He has a great sense of humor, funny fellow, twinkling eyes. Just one of the boys. You wouldn't know that this man was 17 years in the wilderness. Why? He lived this truth. Where he was, one question. Eibishter, how do I serve you now? Wow, I can go to the mikveh here. So he found a way. Big deal. That's just what you got to do. This was a chassid that lived Yechudi lo Yechuda Tato. Gewalt. Okay, a wonderful day.